Hello everyone, welcome back. We are slotted in for another exciting day of ESL Pro League. Match day 14, coming to you live from the Intel Esports Arena. And once again, I'm in position with my time traveling compadre. How are you doing, Snods?
Doing well, Jack. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good, feeling pretty fresh, obviously ready for another invigorating day of Counter-Strike action here on Pro League.
Yeah, wouldn't have it any other way, obviously. Here yesterday, just Tuesday, so back again with the action once again. It feels like we live in Leicester nowadays, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's true. We basically, it's a home away from home. We've got a little bed under the desk here at the Intel Arena, and that's just kind of where we stay, and it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's not so bad here, obviously. A bit rainy today, but apart from that, it's all been good. I mean, the matches yesterday, 1-1s across the board, no dominating results from either teams. Instead, though, here we are today with the new ones.
Yeah, that's true. And let's actually have a look at those standings and see how exactly everything got shuffled around after yesterday's game, just to refresh everyone's memories.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at the bottom of the table straight away here, Jack, obviously. Team Envious still on only 7 points. 1-1 yesterday versus FaZe Clan. The issue is there, obviously, they win their first map. They think, okay, we've done enough here. We're going to be overtaking a go. There's no way that Astralis are going to be losing their 15-0 run of form, their hot streak so far. But actually, we saw, 16-10, I believe it was, an Overpass yesterday. A go actually getting that one map versus Astralis. And now they still are just slightly, 3 points ahead of Envious. So it's still that one game difference separating these two teams. But then again, a go having played 4 more maps than Envious. Towards the top of the table as well, NIP, Na'Vi played yesterday, basically just deciding which team's going to be number 1. And from there, in terms of shake-ups, North now in the top 6, overtaking FaZe Clan. Heroic yesterday, obviously with a 1-1. HellRaisers again a 1-1. Lots of 1-1. So, bottom of the spectrum, top of the spectrum, pretty much the same. Obviously, as most of the games are fairly equal.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, one of the more important points from yesterday, though, was we saw quite a few overtime wins there for teams. And
yes, that
affects those points majorly, doesn't it?
It does. Obviously, you win a matchup in regulation, it's 3 points. You then win a matchup in overtime, it's only 2. So that's why we're starting to see these teams bridging the gaps, 1 point at a time.
Yeah, very true. Space Soldiers actually keeping themselves pretty strong, though. A solid 3rd spot locked down for them, considering this is their first season of Pro League, Snods. I mean, that's a triumphant affair this far.
Oh, it is. It really goes to show, the Cinderella story of making it through the Mountain Dew League, coming into Season 7 ESL Pro League, and already making it their top 3. So 31 points as well. And, in terms of games played, they've only played 14, so they still have 2 more. Actually, Space Soldiers, they're playing on the mainstream still, or
I think they are, yeah. They have a game later on today on the mainstream.
versus Fnatic, yeah. Well, that's a great one as well, obviously. Fnatic struggling. If you remember Season 6, Jack, Fnatic were number 1 going into the LAN, as they had incredible online performances, and now, the tables have turned.
Yeah, it's true. But that is the tables there, all done and dusted. As you can see, the standings as things lie currently. But obviously, these will be completely changed at the end of today's streams, as we have 6 maps to be played out. Let's have a look at that schedule and see who exactly will be tackling each other here, Snods, to try and grab themselves some points. Yeah,
obviously, the first match of the day here on the secondary stream is going to be HellRaisers versus a go. Overpass, then Cash. Following that one, we actually have Cash there. I've just realized. Cash for Na'Vi and Heroic. So that's one to look out for. Na'Vi versus Heroic on first map being Train, second one being Cash. Final match of the day. Of course, we wouldn't have it any other way here on the B stream, would we, Jack? LDLC versus Mousebots. Cobble, then Nuke. So pretty good map picks actually across the board for all these teams. The one that really stands out for me on the secondary team there is the Na'Vi finally playing Cash, and that's the one that's really interesting to see. Is it because Na'Vi right now second? Obviously, last season didn't even qualify for the LAN finals. They were what, towards 10th, 11th. They really struggled. They had to play the relegation match as well in New York. But now they're feeling far more comfortable, more confident. They can go for these sorts of testing out their map pool, trying out Cash to see if they can widen it going forward.
Yeah, that's true. That'll actually be quite an interesting match there when we do get into the later stages of the day, just after the halfway point, really, into game number 4. Yeah,
and obviously 2 games of the mainstream, as you saw there. Obviously, the Space Soldiers one's important just because they've already played 14 games. 2 games less than, the other teams at the top there. So if they can get a 1-0 or 2-0, I believe, actually, let's take a look. Yes, if they win one of those matchups versus Fnatic, it will be number 1, so that'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Space Soldiers doing so well so far. Another one there as well, G2 versus Envious. So Envious still have to fight through these harder, tougher teams to make it if they want to avoid that auto-relegation spot.
That's true, and obviously at 14th place right now. They've now been knocked all the way to the bottom. They're stuck there. I mean, things could have been changed yesterday, but as you alluded to at the start of the stream, the way it went with a go and then picking up a map apiece and splitting the series, it doesn't really help either of the 2 teams. They still stay in the exact same location.
Yeah, but then again, a go have played 14 matches. I believe Envious now on 10, so 4 map difference there. 4 maps to make up that 3-point difference. Envious should be okay with that one. Well, what have they got to play? envious and obviously harder games going forward. The problem is they had the slip-ups versus the easier teams, you know, your LDLCs, your Go's and whatnot. They had to get it done versus the, you know, quote-unquote easier, you know, lesser skilled teams.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about a Go, obviously they will be our first competitors of the day. Them versing off against HellRaisers to kick off today's stream. And when you look at this one on paper, Snods, let's just dive straight into it. Overpass and Cash are the two maps that we have available to us. What are your first initial thoughts on this?
I actually think it's a good map pool for both teams. Obviously, HellRaisers versus a Go. You know, yesterday we saw both teams going 1-1. HellRaisers going 1-1. Ooh, what was it? Mirage, where they lost to a Mouse Sports, and then obviously Cobblestone, they won versus Mouse Sports. So, you know, these map pools, sorry, the maps from yesterday aren't going to be shown here today. But then again, you know, when we look at how a Go played yesterday, the 1-1 versus Astralis, you know, unexpected completely. Basically removing the 15-0 win streak they had online as they come into it now. You know, it's going to be hard to see, obviously. For Astralis, you saw that they came into that first matchup pretty, you know, confident that they was going to walk over the victory. You know, maybe in terms of warm-up or hunger to win that matchup, it wasn't really there. I mean, obviously they want to win every single game, but compared to a Go who are fighting for their, you know, Pro League spot, it's very different in terms of the motivation going into that one. I imagine they had game plans, you know, demo reviews. Actually, a Go is a team that has two coaches. So, you know, twice the brain power and twice the time spread out to cover more ground they want to do the demo reviews. But yeah, I mean, both teams actually taking the win versus Astralis and Overpass. The last loss before the loss yesterday versus Astralis was actually HellRaisers beating out Astralis in overtime on Overpass. After that loss, Astralis, they went on to the 15-0 win streak. And for a Go, they're the ones that ended it on Overpass. 6-10, so it's all come full circle. Yes,
all goes back round. It's lovely.
Yeah.
We actually saw what could have been a potential upset against the Astralis and Overpass a few days ago as well. If we customize back to last week with the IEM Sydney qualifiers that we had down here. I mean, yeah, with Hollywood nearly actually upsetting them. Obviously went the distance, then we had that shuffle over to the next map. It was more so back in Astralis' favour, and they were very, very clean and clinical from that point onwards. But Overpass, questions to be had there, really.
Yeah, for Astralis, obviously, going into the matchup versus Hollywood, same sort of storyline where they think, okay, there's no way we can lose this matchup here, especially the recent form they've had. You know, what were they, 13-12 at one point? They were on a full eco. We were casting that game. We were saying, okay, it's going to be a 13-13 with momentum's here for Hollywood on the CT side. They can win this one. Then obviously the force by victory came out for Astralis with pistols. They ran down Luke, I believe it is, on that A site, and they actually won that one out in regulation, 16-12. But yeah, Overpass for these two teams, I think it's going to be potentially a 1-1. I feel like HellRaisers win Cash, but a Go can definitely take it on Overpass. I feel like if a Go are going to win a map here, it's going to be Overpass. Otherwise, my prediction would be a 2-0 for HellRaisers.
Right. Potential stuff then. Obviously, they could split the series. I mean, for a Go as well, you're kind of in the situation where now every win is so critical. It's so vital you actually do, the last few games you have left to play in the season, pick up those victories. Try to get yourself into a slightly better position because you are teetering on the edge of the auto-relegation. And that's not really where you want to be when it comes to the closing of this season. Trying
to remember, which team was it last season? Was it Kingwin?
I think so, yeah.
I believe it was Kingwin. Yeah, they got the auto-relegation spot. Obviously, teams such as Big having to play the MDL qualifier, losing out to Space Soldiers, you know, Na'Vi as well keeping their spot. You know, it's a difficult time right now. I feel like the difference is, for a lot of these teams, you know, actually we did the interview today at Red Bull about, obviously, UK esports, UK teams, and one of the things we spoke about was the idea of motivation for these teams, right? Yeah. If you came up 4 years ago, there was nothing to look out for. You had no idea you could make a living from it. You had no idea all these massive tournaments, you know, the millions of dollars now some of these players are making, you know, over the current years. And now for these newer players, that's all they see. You know, they have the hunger there, they have the motivation there because they see the prize at the end of the finish line, where these other players didn't. And I feel like now they've got it, it's all fallen into them. You know, is the contentment there? You know, is that why we're seeing a bit of a shake-up now within the scene? Yeah,
obviously a lot of restructure going on in terms of big pickups, switching things up from more of an international landscape, some huge changes on the horizon for a lot of teams. It seems like another shuffle is sort of brewing and sort of really already begun in a few places with the way stuff's been going down. So that'll be interesting, but seems like we're almost ready to get underway with this one, so it should be kicking off fairly shortly. HellRaisers versus a Go. First map is going to be Overpass, Nods, and those are some odds.
Yeah, 1.5 then, 2.5 to a Go. I actually feel like there's some good money to be made there for a Go, especially in the first map being Overpass. You know, yesterday winning at 16-10 versus Astralis. The reason the odds are probably around that is obviously because of the fact that a Go are last right now in Pro League. HellRaisers are currently 9th, so, you know, in the middle of the pack there, not really too close to qualifying for the LAN, but then again, not really anywhere near actually being auto-relegated or going into the relegation matches, so they're like, you know, they're rather comfortable here. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why. Just the difference in terms of the actual, you know, seedings and ladder that we see right now. But yeah, I feel like 2.5 is a good way to make some money there for a go. I think on Overpass if we can take it. But I do predict a 2-0 for HellRaisers nevertheless.
You're going to go for the 2-0 for HellRaisers overall? Yeah, I mean, when you look at it on paper, it should be a HellRaisers win. But after the game that we saw coming out from a go last night, if they can actually keep that through, carry that over into another big win for themselves on Overpass, then maybe it's potential. Everyone counted them out when it came to them versus Astralis and Overpass. They did the unthinkable. They won it. Can they do it again? As we'll dive back in. A go are your CTs, HellRaisers, starting off on the T side, Snods, as we kick it off with our first map of the day.
Ooh, speaking of kicking things off here, aggression towards middle already from Furlan. Going to be gaining the vital information required. Spots the bomb as well towards middle. That's all 5 players here from HellRaisers making their way towards A long. They are going to be going for the push towards this A side teams. They can go back through toilets in towards connector if they wanted to go back towards the B side, but you can see a go. Playing so passive, giving up this A side. This could be a mistake going forward as they have no defuse kit.
Yeah, it could be risky for him. Bondik testing the waters by close toilets though. Actually snatchy with the first frag, Snods, but there is a response act from Bondik. Furlan. He has to do quite a bit of damage here with his USP. Really has to slow down the push, but actually, Grubby comes through with a kill on Bondik, and now this could be around for that CT side, especially when you obliterate Dead Fox like that, as the frag comes through from Furlan in the end with the USP. That's a good site defense. 2 frags to his name. He was able to do what he needed to do, delayed them, stayed in position for his teammates to actually rotate over, and they pick up the first pistol.
Yeah, awkward there for HellRaisers. Obviously, a go buying fighters are careful, are going very aggressive in towards connector. Basically, all 5 players situated towards connector or B shore. But because Furlan peeks towards middle and spots out the bomb and spots out 4 of the HellRaisers players, HellRaisers think there's going to be a massive stack towards that A site. They have no idea that actually the A site was completely clear. And they slowed the pace of the round down. They ran towards A long. They were hoping that maybe a go would keep 2 players towards B potentially and try and swarm that A site. But a go, Furlan and whatnot. Grubby as well landed the headshots required to deny that push. And now we see it here. Round number 2. 1-0 for a go, obviously off the back of the piston. It will be the force by coming now for HellRaisers. The bomb was not planted into the last round. 2 deagles for both Dead Fox and Woxic. Actually, Woxic's deagles were incredible yesterday.
Yeah, he can be absolutely lethal when it comes down to that hand cannon, Snods. Blowing heads off left, right, and center. So it wouldn't surprise me if he pulls anything ridiculous out with it today, as they slowly go for their push-up. Tao is in position. He's got an MP9. Obviously, if you can't actually land those quick dinks into the head, you can really run your way through a team quite fast with a weapon, but let's see. Oh, on the extension round, it's actually Angel that gets the kill with the CZ in close proximity. They're going to push off the back of this as well. Issa picks up the MP9. As here comes the crunch on the bomb site, and that's the deagle kill you spoke about, Snods. Rips off ahead of Furlan, but Grubby and Snatchy defend the site very effectively. And it all comes down to Woxic, who's now dead sick.
Very good anti-eager there from a go. You saw no players there from the CT side overextending. Everyone playing passive towards the side. It's a great 3-man setup as well towards default, towards truck, towards A long as well. Playing the cubby, playing the off angle. Ready to catch a unsuspecting T player. And obviously, no bomb plan in the former 2 rounds for HellRaisers. So will be the Eco coming out here. Just going to be Glocks across the board. No PT50s, no utility. It's a round now for a Go Esports to really start to apply the pressure and stack up the cash as much as humanly possible. 2 SMGs here still into the arsenal for a Ghost. They can find the frags with these $600 per kill weapons, as they are just searching and trying to probe out these frags versus HellRaisers. They do play passive. They're expecting some aggression here.
Yeah, grouped up. Finally going to go out through the door, but PHR in the close angle. It's an easy spray with the MP7. That's 3 frags back to back there, as he just can be very happy when he realizes how much cash has been wired to his bank account. Bondik, bit of a struggle, but eventually does obliterate him as he goes down. Ruby comes back through with the M4, though, Snods. It's all on Dead Fox. He's up at the A site. The bomb's left in no man's land. Dead Fox actually could get a bit of a cheeky kill there. A bit of an awkward one, but eventually does do the damage. Takes down Tao, grabs his MP9, but is spotted out on the face from Snatchy. And that's all 3 of the rounds found for a go there, off the back of winning the pistol.
So, first buy round. Obviously, PHR finding 3 kills with the SMG. What's that? $1,800 essentially. The MP7 buying itself back already. That would allow for PHR to invest into the M4. Fat mass for Furlan. 3 M4s as well to round off the rest of the CT buy. And we do see the odd for Snatchy this time. 20 years old. Actually, we're both older than him, Jack.
Wow.
Born in 1998, would you believe?
Makes you think, doesn't it?
You're 97 as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same, 97. So, Furlan being baited for by Snatchy. Obviously, Snatchy finds the first frag towards Connector. Furlan can then obviously have the players from HellRaisers walk into his crosshair as they try to chase the orb. But instead, a very slow round coming out from HellRaisers. We know on Overpass, they play the slower rounds. They like to take control towards Connector. Followed up by Be Sure and the A bomb site, Toilets, Banana, A long. So, all coming into their game plan now as they start to make their move towards mid.
Angel holds for the push here, seeing if anyone is going to come through. If they actually can locate PHR, oh no, this could be bad. He doesn't go through to try and help his teammates. PHR is on the aggressive peak, but he finds the first kill and the second snod. He's able to get away with both of those. Angel quickly comes in to try and get that frag, but actually deviates, goes for Snatchy instead, and it is just Angel that remains. Actually, no, it's Angel or Moxic. The HUD's goofed me again.
Wait, is he dead?
Angel.
No, wait, Moxic's back alive now.
He's returned. He's risen.
Oh my goodness. Wow. PHR is low, 13 HP for him, so one shot from the AK would take him to the grave. Or would it, Jack? Would he come back alive straight away? We don't know. But 2 versus 4. 2 of the players here, both Furlan and PHR are low, so Angel. Oh, I was going to say on the wide peak, should deal with him, but he will do eventually, but not before PHR will find that one frag onto Woxic. 7 seconds left, and Furlan will deal with the problem before the timer does eventually expire. 4-0 now for HellRaisers. Lots of the pistol, then the Force Spire, Eco, now the first Byron as well as started to mount into quite the deficit. As they are 4-0 down, but obviously they are going to get to the $2,900 round loss bonus now. They can save this one, they can full buy into round number 6 once they are 5-0 down, but that gives quite a buffer already to a go on the CT side. And in terms of cash, 5k now for Grubby, basically Tau, Furlan as well. Another round versus the pistol, so we can start to see some great, solid CT side stronghold, but also economy as well. 1-for-1 trades already at the start of the round here as it's your 4 versus 4 start to unfold.
Yeah, quick damage from either team. For HellRaisers, though, it's only Angel that has an actual rifle in his hands. He picked up the firearm from Snatchy's corpse, and he's going to try and snatch a few more frags into his back pocket potentially here as he pushes up. He's got a little bit of a troop with him as well, but his squad is being picked apart. Bondit goes down. Finished off by Taus. The B site now has no one from the T side there. It's all grouped up outside of A, and Angel, he might be there saving man in the moment as he peeks out and finds the first, but there's a trade back, Snods. Woxic grabs the M4. You've got a minute still on the clock, but the rotate's coming in. Furlan will try and group up on the site with the rest of his squadron. Issa peeks out. Normally you'd imagine he actually would get that frag, but this time around he doesn't. And they go in the distance. Another round picked up. That's 5-0. HellRaisers, questions to be asked if they lose this next round. I mean, that's going to be an awkward spot for them from that point. They're going to have to reinvest. They'll have low economy, Snods. You wonder if there'll be a pause, if there's going to be mistakes on the next round.
Yeah, you would anticipate that, obviously. If they lose this one, they're down 6-0. And they would have found no answer so far to a go CT stronghold. But 5 AK buy coming out from HellRaisers. No orb going to be invested into by Woxic, which might mean an execution, a faster pace round maybe. Obviously, we know that Snatcher is going to orb towards this A side. And look how passive they play. They're expecting the aggression from a go. Casting a go earlier on in the Pro League, actually. I believe it was versus LDLC. On Overpass, a go would play extremely aggressive. They would push towards A long, peeking towards middle, push towards Connector as well. They basically copied the Vega Squadron CT setups where they played extremely aggressive at the start of the rounds. You can see HellRaisers here, having that slow passive style as it is already, would, technically work rather well versus a go. But 2 players in towards Connector, 1 towards A and 2 towards B, and the bomb at that as well onto Woxic. In terms of grenades, Dead Fox has none, so he can't, smoke towards the end of long, flash over, Molotov truck, go back towards Banana and Toilets and try fake as if there's 2 or 3 players there. Oh, actually, he did throw the smoke eventually. Oh. We'll be trying to make as much noise as he humanly can. As the re-execution will now fall onto the B-bomb site. The grenades are deployed, the Molotovs rain in. Well, that's a good Molotov actually for front monster. I do like that one.
Well, can they find success? The site is ablaze and they want to Like a fire in our hearts, Snods, with this attack on the bomb site as they find the first 2 frags. Furlong will be able to trade back on Issa, but Bondic comes through, the bomb's down. It's just Snatchy and Tower left, and that's not gone too well for the CT side there on the defense.
That strat is sick. Smoke CT lower, smoke heaven. You then molly barrels, and you also Molotov close monster. Obviously, typically you'd see, you know, the riflers playing close monster. One of the reasons for it is, obviously, you're right next to the smoke, so it's very easy to line up, you know, 2, 3 Ks as HellRaisers have to walk through the smoke first. By that time, you've already shot them. Plus, also, the flashbangs that are deployed towards the B site go over your head, so a lot of the times you're not blind because you can still be in the tunnel if you smoke the back of it. But also, it's very easy to kill monster and then push monster and not be prone to being, you know, refragged by players towards B short. But actually, if you just Molotov that out, there's no real option there for the CT side apart from, you know, falling back towards water. And when you add in the flashes as well, they were all blind there towards that B site. I feel like for a go, if they're going to be hit by that execution again, they have to have someone on the right side of monster. Obviously, where it wasn't Molotovs, because otherwise, HellRaisers are going to be running amok there towards B time and time again. It feels like they're going to be doing it again here, Jack. All 5 players pushing in towards the B side.
Well, it worked the first time, and it doesn't seem like it's going to work again, as Furlan was boosted up there on top of the head of Grubby as he finds that first kill. Takes down Dead Fox. This has slowed the push, but they've still got all that utility. They've got the Molotovs. Those were the key points as they throw out the Molotovs. Towel, they're going to play on the close angle by the smoke. They barely brush past him, but it's PHR to just absolutely mow them down. Tower then eventually pushes through. Sure, they might have lost that prior round, but they instantly bounce back, Snods. They're like an elastic band.
Yeah. And that snapback's painful, as HellRaisers has now been reset. Going to be going for the force, but though, however, Angel going to be investing into the AK. Galil coming out for Woxic. So CZ for Bondic, 3 AKs, Galil for Woxic, so once again, no AWP. Oh, HellRaisers, obviously, that last round, you know, we saw an abundance of utility used there to take control of the B site. This time they went rather dry. You know, flashbangs were thrown over, but apart from that, trying to brute force their way in, obviously. They knew that a go were going to be ready with Molotovs, ready to counter an execution, so they decided, okay, let's just not do the execution part. Let's catch them off guard with their Molotovs in their hands when we throw the flashbangs. Oh. Didn't work out in their favor. Minute 20 left on the clock here into round number 8. We are still into a 5-round advantage for a go on the CT side. As the flashbang comes in, and Furlan spots them out towards Banana.
It's a good read from Furlan there. He now knows what's going on into the round, can try to telegraph that to his teammates, but he actually pushes up a little bit deeper for info. And HellRaisers, they've gone back towards B, Snods. Smoke comes in, there's a minute on the clock, so still quite a bit of time. You're not going to realize it's an instant commit just from the pitter-patter of their footsteps if they do try and creep their way through. Bondic looking like to be the first man in, really. The bomb has gone back up towards A, close by toilets now as they're grouped up. Bondic going to join the pack as they get ready for this onslaught on the A site.
Smoke's thrown. Ooh, early exchange is already felt by Dead Fox, down to 40 HP. As the Molotov smokes rain in as the push comes through, 30 seconds left.
Oh, Furlan with the spray, trying to get the frags, but he's dead. Snatchy, he's claimed 2, but eventually he's snuffed out. Now, bomb's going to go down from Woxic here. It's a 3v2. You've got defensive angles to play from, a PHR. It always seems like he's in the position you least want him to be on the opposing side, always with the backstabs. Very effective at that. Always switching it up. Now though, Grubby left to 1v2 this. Woxic is low. Issa on 4 HP. Woxic is dead. It's just up to Issa with a flick. It was nearly pixel perfect, but HellRaisers are going to do it as they fight fire with fire. Both of these teams trading rounds now as HellRaisers gets another one on the board.
Yeah, HellRaisers there given free reign towards middle. Furlan spots them out towards connector. The fall back to the passive angle towards site. They allow HellRaisers to go for the full execution towards A. They basically isolate the 2 anchors on towards the A site. We saw basically a 5 versus 2. Even though the CT-sided players towards the A site found frags, they were instantly traded out. We then see a 3 versus 3 heavily in favor of HellRaisers as the site was theirs. And of course, into the 1 versus 1, Issa does provide the goods.
Ooh, this is a bit cheeky though. You go for the overextension. Dead Fox spots them both out. Dead Fox as well. Just sprays his way through with the Galil. That's glorious. As he gets those first 2 kills, Snods, they're going to be pretty comfortable into the round now for HellRaisers. And this isn't the best situation to be in for a go as well, because the fact their economy wasn't given a chance to build, you don't get the loss bonus, you don't get anything from it either, because the reset round coming into effect. They've pumped all their money into this buy. If they lose this one, it should basically be a 2-for-1 for HellRaisers.
It's true. A go, if they lose this round, it's then 6-3. They're then on to an eco, 6-4 potentially for HellRaisers. But Snatche peeked in towards middle, peered in towards Toilets, and Banana as well, spotted no one. Which means they have all three remaining players from a go on towards the B side. They spot them out running up towards Connector, so are they actually still going to go for this round? Surely they're safe here, Jack. Obviously, they are on the 1 round, and if they lose this one, then the 2-round loss bonus, so they will have, $1,900. Grubby can drop over a Scout or a UMP. Snatche as well could drop over a UMP potentially. Actually, no, apologies. Grubby could drop over a FAMAS. So they could have a, 3-rifle buy, AWP on a Snatche, UMP or shotgun for Furlan, and they could actually have a fairly, robust, solid buy.
Yeah, it's really not worth trying to push the boat out too far on this one. Just play your cards close to your chest, stay alive, really, because if you lose these weapons, that's the eco, then you give another way around for free. But if you do actually keep on to them, the fact is you can force up around it and have a pretty efficient buyout. It's not going to be the best in the world, but it certainly won't be the worst. But there's a kill from Bondik. He's hunting them down, and they still save 2 weapons, though, Snods. That will be a little bit of a extra factor for them. 2 kills as well, as Bondik and Woxic go down the last few seconds of the round. But it's nowhere near going to be as good as if we did see the extra save coming out and 3 players survived for a go there. This was lovely from Deadfox in the first bit of the round as well, actually, with the glow.
Yeah, leaving the sole player there towards playground to hold for the long push, the party push, and also the mid push. And a go esports not clearing out into the playground was their demise. 6-3 now, and it will actually be, obviously, the eco surrounding these 2 saved weapons. Or for Snatcher with the aggressive angle, trying to see if he can get the advantage in favor for his team. As the shoulder was spotted there by Angel, so the AWP already taken out of the equation now. And actually that AWP can be saved for Woxic into the next round here. As you can see, Angel will retrieve the AWP and bring it back here ready to save. And now the bomb makes its way slowly but surely in towards the B bomb side. The bomb should be planted. Great after plant positions now as well for HellRaisers. They're into the man deficit as well as they are, versus a 5-man team still alive. So we are probably going to be poised to be a 6-4.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it seems likely. You've got 3 players there that only invested into pistols. They can try run the risk. PHR needs to save, though. You can't lose the M4. So yeah, they're going to go in, try and see if they can find some exit frags. But Angel, it's a fantastic angle. He plays it smart, right? He has the AWP. He's going to leave that on the ground to save it. Switch back to the AK. And just cut them down a notch when they push through.
Wow. PHR going to be saving the M4. With the round loss bonus as well, we could be seeing the AWP come out for Snatche. The bomb will eventually blow up that B bomb site. And now 6-4 here. So 2 rounds behind now for HellRaisers. They're in a scenario where if they win one, they then force out an eco. So potentially 1 buy round away from equalizing this one up.
Angel didn't actually pick up the AWP there, so I guess they didn't want it over on Woxic. He did leave it. It was right in front of him, so it must have been an internal decision. Yeah,
they obviously had the option. Either Woxic's not feeling confident, they have certain level of strats that don't work with the AWP. Obviously, on T-side Overpass with the AWP, your goal is to find picks, right? How good are you at pushing into the B-bomb side, for example? A is actually pretty good because you can hold the bank push out towards it long. You can also hold the left side default swing as well, or if you're in Taurus, you can hold the stairs peak towards CT, so it's not actually that bad towards A, but mostly towards the B-bomb side. Also in afterplants, the AWP towards B can be very effective towards B short, holding and scoping towards heaven, scoping towards CT lower, also scoping towards connector door. Towards the A site, we know if you plant the bomb for default, having an AWP towards toilets in the afterplant is pretty much a round secured. But obviously, Overpass, ironically, is one of those maps where the first minute the AWP is extremely hard to really get full effect with unless you use it for map control.
Talking about the first minute. A minute left on the clock now as time ticks away. This push coming up towards the A site. Bondik just left as the lurk, the main linchpin that wants to cut off the rotate. And he actually is normally quite effective, so let's see. Flashbang comes over, good timing. You peek together, you overwhelm, you get that kill. You now realize there's no one else outside of B. And this is where the play comes in towards the A site. Snatche. Angel, as he lands a bullet between his eyes. A further bit of damage done though back in favor of the T side. Tau with a nice little boost. takes down Issa. The bomb's going to be planted for the Turkish Terminator, but he himself has been terminated, and it's all on Dead Fox now. In a 1v4, gets into the backline. Dead Fox gets 2 frags out of this. Somehow, switches out to another M4 as well. Peeks round. He's making it work, but the bomb is being diffused. Forces Furlan off. Furlan peeks!
There's no...
Oh my goodness, Nods.
There's time. There's ample time. Whew. 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 That was nearly. That was close.
That was very close. I mean, he got into the back line there for
Sneak through the smoke, behind 2 of them, lined up the 3rd frag as well. We thought, oh my goodness, he's done it. Furlan's sticking the bomb on default, but they know that he didn't have the kit for some reason. Where was the kit dropped? The kit was dropped on the 3rd player that died towards the green bin, so... Furlan. Paranoid to stick their full 10-second defuse. Still 1 out the duel. 1 out the duel, apologies, but minute 50 now as the round does begin. Round number 12, 7-4. HellRaisers can still buy. If they lose this one, they can get for another scrappy buy into round number 13, then eco round number 14, then buy into round number 15 potentially. So this might actually be set up here for a 10-5, Jack. If a Go win this round, this could definitely be a double-digit half now for a Go. Obviously, they go 8-4 up, but then again, you know, potentially an eco from HellRaisers or a 4 spy potentially. That could be CZs, UMPs, weak at that point. Flashbang doesn't really connect, but the shots do instead. 5 versus 4. Angel dinked up though to low HP.
Meanwhile, over at Monster, everyone grouped up, ready for the push out as they're going to tiptoe their way in, clearing the angles. Issa and Bondik are the 2 attackers, the offenders on the AKs as they peek up. Assault PHR and leave his body on the ground. They've scored the site control as well. They can get that bomb planted. It's just Grubby and Snatchy left, and this should be the 5th round for HellRaisers. You've got to save. There's no point. Obviously, you can see the cash still hasn't bloomed. They're not winning round after round. They're winning around. They're being resets. Your economy stays in this horrible position. Don't give it a chance to grow. So yeah, once again, another reset round coming through there. And for HellRaisers, they only lose Angel, so they're going to be pretty confident.
Ooh. Close there. Ah. Clinical plays this. 5 versus 4. And they group up towards the B bomb site. They use their man advantage to its full extent. And they also decimate the CT side economy by finding all the exit frags as well onto the players trying to save for a Go. Wow. The tides have turned, Jack. I said if they won that round, this could have been a 10-5 half, but no. HellRaisers bring this one back, and it will be the eco. Actually, no, the force spike coming out from a Go Esports, so... Oh my goodness, let's think this one through. They force by round number 13. They lose this one, then they save round number 14, they buy round number 15. Okay, so that makes sense, but the buy's not going to be very good. As obviously all 5 players have saved, so there's going to be, you know, maybe 1 defuse kit, lack of grenades, no warp as well for Snatche. So this easily could be, you know, 7-8, still for a Go to win the half, but on the CT side, after being up 7-4, you would have thought they'll close it out far more confidently, but minute 20 now on the clock as we see a bit of a stalemate here. HellRaisers anticipating the weak poor buy in terms of the pistols coming out from a Go. They're not wrong. They're expecting a push somewhere. As now they take control towards middle, leaving that B-bomb site, connector Baron as well. Those close range duels towards B short, in towards the connector as well. They do not want to go anywhere near those CZs within, you know, 20 yards basically.
Furlan just waiting for the push to come toward him. Instead, HellRaisers are keeping it slow, keeping on their toes. 50 seconds left on the clock. They've got the range advantage, they've got so much utility, but the same cannot be said for a Go. Angel also gets a read in the location of 1 man on that CT side, but Furlan, he's playing the close angle here. Depends on how Angel actually pushes in, and all the T's are grouping up, so this could be lethal. He tries to bait out Furlan as he goes for the spam. Wanted to kill him there, barely missed, but he still peeked as he went for the extension. It's just a 4v5 defense now. Raw CS is going to need to come through on this attack towards the A site. It's all up to the CZ prowess, but 2 frags go their way. 5-7 as well. Snatchy finds that headshot on Dead Fox, and it's all down to the big man himself in Bondik, and a body slam Snatchy. But he's got to get this next frag right now. You've got 3 seconds. He has to push. Grubby might have won the round. Grubby gets it and the kill.
Oh, my goodness. The 5-7s, the CZs prevail once again. The push coming in towards A long for HellRaisers, and they just get decimated there towards default. No, they played it correctly though. Obviously, they did like the Molotov towards truck, but apart from that, they played it slow. They took map control methodically. They had a 5 versus 5. They smoked towards CT stairs. They smoked in towards the site. They did like the Molotovs, and they gave so much room for those CZs to work with. And if you give too much, you know, not respect, but opportunity to these CZs, the double dink with the you know, fire rate that they have is so prolific. 8-5 here. Round number 14. UMP for Furlan. Both Towel as well. Then M4s and AKs for the rest of them. And HellRaisers now bringing the AWP out for Woxic. The big green. Oh, I say big green. It's actually rather golden. Tint of green as well. What else do we see? What else do we see there, Jack? Black. Bit of a white there on the sticker as well.
The big dragon gun.
Big dragon gun, yeah. But AWP's here now. Holding for the jump peak. And trying to find the first frag. This is what I mean. It can be quite awkward finding the first pick on Overpass. Obviously, you can push aggressively towards B short, peek in towards water, peek in towards heaven, or the default like headshot angle as well, if you know what I mean. Or peek towards the pillar, obviously right side, outside monster, but it can be quite awkward when you have to push in towards the site as well if it does go down to the clock. Yeah,
it's the restriction that you have to trade off there for the movement with the AK versus the stationary play with the AWP. And Bondit gets peeked by Furlan. There's this quick trade back from Dead Fox. He knows he has to react, and they're actually going up towards the A site. It's pretty clear for him right now. There's a welcome mat down. Grubby going to rotate back round and try and defend this. Doesn't want these intruders in his homeland as he tries to force them back out. Woxic goes for the plant, but Angel, he's already cut him down a peg. Dead Fox as well. Nice tap there from the AK back in the PHR. Furlan and Tower are not in a really favorable position. At this point, just back off, go for the save. Towel upgrades to the M4 from one of his fallen brethren, but that's a save.
Has to be. Look at the cash that a Go have right now. The round loss bonus is going to go back down to 1,400, so in terms of money into the next round, you know, Furlan on $2,000 is still $250 away from dropping over a FAMAS. So, you know, what can he drop over? A scout to PHR, potentially a scout to Snatchy. The buyer's going to be rather desperate here. Let's see. Tactical timeout wouldn't be bad here as well to work out what the hell they can afford. But no. They go straight into it. Scout for Snatchy. AK obviously saved by Furlan. 2 CZs and an M4 investment by Towel. So. The buyer's actually decent. The buy's decent. You know, it's serviceable, I would say. MOT serviceable.
They passed.
Yeah, it can still go on the road. Still go into the round.
Round legal.
Round legal. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll say that. It is round legal, this buy. And that's why.
Yeah. They deflated the tyre on HellRaisers there. Bondik's gone. Not the best start. Issa, though, he's looking to try and get a fierce trade back through, but they're being punished. Just nailed down by these CZs in close range. Go have been very good at playing these force rounds. Whenever they have to go into a quasi, they adapt their play style. They don't play it out like a gun round, but they play it very smart. It's good to see they actually switch things up depending on the buy. It's quite good. It's not stationary. It's not too crazy. Dead Fox, though. Looking to get the trade back. Detects Furlan. Will kill him. More to be done, though. The A site is now clear, but Snatchy's still deep in toilet. Snatchy eventually eliminated as well, Snods. It's a 3 versus 3 in terms of the retake, but Dead Fox with 2 already. Wants the third. PHR, he'll only get 1 before he's terminated by Woxic. And that is the end of the half, 8-7, as it's kept close and competitive.
Yeah, brought back there by HellRaisers. They were down on the T side, what, 7-3, 7-4 basically versus a Go. A Go only claiming out 1 of those remaining rounds there. And that 1 round they won as well was with the upgraded pistols. So HellRaisers brought that one back fairly comfortably.
So, Snods, do you see that giraffe?
No.
Do you see his legs?
Yeah, I see his legs.
Do you want to know a fun fact about giraffes?
No, not really.
Well, you've ruined the bit. Then, really,
no, I do.
Did you know that, well known for their long necks, interestingly enough, giraffes are the tallest living land animal, and an adult male can grow to around 5.5 meters. That's taller than 3 humans.
Jesus.
Look how big he is.
I know, terrifying, isn't it? Ugh.
Oh. And I'll tell you what, they can eat up to 45 kg of leaves per day. Think about that.
Pretty sure Sam could do that in one bicep curl, couldn't he?
Probably.
45 kg. Yeah.
And the interesting fact with that is as well, Snods, even though they eat so many leaves, right?
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part. How much water do you reckon they drink?
4 liters a day.
No. They actually only drink every few days, Snods, because they get all of their liquid from the amount of leaves they eat.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
That's pretty crazy.
Giraffe facts.
I like the water one.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
Nah.
But I imagine that's probably also because it's quite hard to bend that neck down. If
That's
you're trying to go to a watering hole every day.
You know how like we get like rounded shoulders and like a protruding neck and obviously chin and whatnot from sitting down all day?
Yeah.
Imagine they
Like imagine that, trying to get some water. It'd be a bit of a...
Especially when it's lying down as well. Do you know what I mean? How's it going to go down a stroke?
It's true. I mean, how does it get back up from this position?
It's true. Its legs are rather scrawny, aren't they?
Well, GG.
GG.
Well, GG. But that is going to be half-time for this one. 8-7, it's still pretty close. It's all to play for as we will get back into our second half pistol. How's this been shaping up for you? Is this close to what you imagine with the prediction? Obviously, they go actually impressed in a few rounds.
Yeah, it's true. Obviously, looking at the veto, Overpass and Cash, we did say we expect that if a Go can win a map here, which definitely can, obviously, we said that yesterday versus Astralis' performance. But it should be Overpass. It should be. And, you know, 8-7 going onto the T side. Versus Astralis. I'm trying to remember, what was it that actually won them the game? It was their T side, because they lost the first half on the CT side, 7-8. So now they've got one extra round than they did yesterday. And then on their T side, they ended up winning 9 rounds and only losing 2. So a very strong performance there on the terrorist side. So I'm going to be confident with that one. HellRaisers, are they going to be ready for the pistol as well? Have they gone over the demos? Oh, they're bringing out the same pistol we saw as well. The old CZ in towards connectors, so times haven't really changed here. Well, 3 players in towards Con, 1 banana and 1 towards B short, as we see both teams play this heavy connector setup.
Yeah, is it going to work out too well for them? As the convergence is coming round, just waiting for the push to come in. PHR, he goes out first, spots out Dead Fox, Angel kills him, but Furlan and Grubby grab a kill apiece. They just need a little bit extra. Angel's the only one that's still alive in that position right now as he chucks out a HG. Doesn't really do too much though, but the CZ will capitalizes off the back of the opening he had. Bomb is going to start to go down. Still a minute on the clock though, and Furlan turns on Angel with a P250. It's all up to the big man Bondic. Can he somehow put his team on his back? Not into this round. That'll be an opening pistol for a go. Obviously, they had the additional round at the end of the half there. They had 8. HellRaisers only with 7, so it means they're going to be to a 9-round lead now in terms of the score, and they can keep this going, Snots. They can really add to this. HellRaisers, you're basically out of commission for a little while at this point. We're looking at probably an 11-7.
Yeah, easily. I mean, especially because HellRaisers are on that CT side. It's not the opposite where the T's got the bomb down, they eco the second round, they can bar up into the third. Instead here for HellRaisers, they will go for the force buy. Woxic obviously just going to be investing into a Deagle and a Chi grenade. Still has $1,200 left in his bank balance, so he can afford the open to the first buy round of the second half with no problem at all, even if they lose this round here. But as you said, this should be shaping up to be 10 rounds here for a go versus the CZs. But many things to go by. Last half we saw what? Two CZ victories for a go, I believe it was. Now, coming in towards this A side. They have the lock on Snatch still towards B. So he's going to contact that monster as well. But the real play coming towards A is the stack from HellRaisers towards that B side. The game of chess, game of rock, paper, scissors hasn't worked out in their favor.
Toho, up towards the A side, does get the initial entry on Dead Fox. Much like the Urban Fox, he's getting extinct.
You should get some more facts, mate. Quite like that.
Yeah, you want to add in a little fact segment?
Yeah, but what other animals are there you could do it from?
I'll have a look what I can get on chickens for you, mate, later on.
Chickens is a good one. Pigeons?
Fish.
Pigeons on train?
Well, they're quite rare, you see.
Are they actually?
Yeah, they're quite rare.
Oh, that's annoying. Pigeons on train. We've got the fish on Inferno. What else is there? That's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's kind of all you covered. All the animal bases, really. That's all the main.
You got the fish one. You've also got the pigeon one. Could be good.
There is also an elephant on Overpass. I'll have you know.
Where's that?
It's quite close to the giraffe.
Can we quickly do a next tactical pause? Can we take a look and find this elephant?
It is there.
Is it like a graffiti on the wall?
No, no, no. It's a real elephant. It's a real, you know, it's like a plush elephant, like the giraffe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's purple, so it might be a heffalump.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well, push coming down anyway. Back into this one. Let's see what Ago are going to get up to as they're in a pretty good position. We imagine they win this round, bring it into a 7-11. From that point, it turns back into anyone's game. But actually, HellRaisers, with the light investment back into this as well, obviously, on the few players that did work around. Let's see what they can do with the pistols they have brought to the table. Chao, just waiting for the face to come around here from Angel. Oh, timing is everything.
So we're going to be splitting out 2 players, or 1 at least, onto Angel towards A long. With that information gathered, Ago potentially expecting an A stack here from HellRaisers. The push coming through. The MAC-10 is losable, remember. It is expendable. That's why.
Ooh, that is lovely from Furlan. Flick there up towards Woxic, eliminates him. Starting to push in there, banging on the door. Feet on the pedals, ready to blaze their way down in a trail of glory, but Bondic with a peek out from the CZ denies the push thus far. It's on Angel and Dead Fox now to slow it down. 2 versus 3, but they don't have the rifle advantage, and Furlan lines them up, spams them down, finishes them both off in quick succession. Ago get the 11th round we predicted they would, but here comes the bite. There you go, mate. I told you.
You need to find some more elephant facts.
Well, it's a pink elephant.
Heffalump, yeah, as you said.
Are you a fan of Winnie the Pooh?
Love Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Wow. That's always good.
Not joking, mate. Do you remember when we went to Korea for the minors?
Yeah.
And I won the Winnie the Pooh plushie?
I do.
You won it for me, I think.
I did, because you aren't very good on claw machines.
No.
There you have it. Snods is a fan. You going to go and watch the Winnie the Pooh film, mate?
Do you know what? I was thinking about it recently. One of the Winnie the Pooh movies were absolutely amazing back when I was a kid.
He loves it. Meanwhile, the move we have at hand is going to be this attack move on towards the B-bomb site. Issa with the first frag on Furlan. No tower, trades it back through with the AK. PHR as well, coming into effect as he rails down Bondic. Molotov gets chucked out. Angel, he's the frontline infantry, trying to delay and wait for his teammates to arrive back over on the scene to actually fight this. They do have the AWP on Woxic. He can be incredible with this. Really is where he can shine through. As the shining light he is, gets the first, lights up Snatchy. Aggression from Angel as well. The in-game leader wants to lead by example into this round on the retake. PHR though, plays around the smoke snods, tries to line up a headshot, tags up Angel, but couldn't actually send him down to the depths just yet. As Grubby comes through with a double kill. It's all up to Angel to clutch it out. Has to silence M4, but it's a Grubby 3K. And that was Grubby.
12-7 then. After plan for Ago being too strong towards that B-bomb side, it seems. As that's a big round to win. Not only did they claim the pistol. Actually, they won both pistols in this one, Jack, haven't they? They've been 3-0 up in the last half. Now 3-0 here as well in the T half. 6 rounds have been won off the back of the pistols. You know, the big 6-round buffer there. Plus the 4 spy victories that they as well they had on their CT side with those CZs. So HellRaisers are doing one of the buy rounds, but it doesn't really show here on the scoreboard. The pistols just adding too much of a leverage and a leeway here to the scoreline, as it is now 12-7. Round number 20. All for Snatchy already into this one. 4 AKs will round off the rest of the T-buy, and 4 HellRaisers. Eagle for Dead Fox, and 4 CZs. No careful off for Dead Fox, but... Oh, this might actually be a double eco here, Jack. No, I'm an idiot. Ignore me. They're on their 4-round loss bonus, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so 1400, 1900, 2.4, 2.9, 3.4k is what they'll have after this one. So we could be seeing the double up setup actually coming out for both Dead Fox and Woxic.
Grubby's taking a ton of damage, meanwhile, over towards the A side. Bondic trying to defend B now on his lonesome as Issa got killed very early on. Now, for HellRaisers, it's just a light sprinkle of investment, right? You got the armor there, CZ, Deagle on Dead Fox, CZ on Woxic. But doing too much in terms of a retake is unlikely. Or they could actually get backstabbed majorly as well. Grubby's position is great. All he's got to do is wait. Trigger discipline, find those frags, sprays down, but only gets 1. Dead Fox expected it. Went for the pre-face round as they peeked in. He can save an AK now. That's not too bad for him.
Yeah. Can save the AK, as you said. But it will go 13-7, so a go looking very strong on Overpass, it seems. We'll actually be seeing Overpass become a bit more of a staple of the pick ban now versus a go. As now they had a dominating victory 16-10 versus Astralis only yesterday, and now 13-7 up versus HellRaisers, a team that is also very good on Overpass. So, what do HellRaisers change? They can't afford the double up setup, as I said. Or they could just stick to the rifles and obviously therefore afford more utility. But Orb dropped over. Vox are going to be winning that one. And 4 rifles as well for the CT side. Diffuse kit for Angel. Voxic has 3.1k but didn't buy the diffuse kit, so tuts up. But first frag found already here.
Ooh. Towel as well. He grabs that kill on Angel. This actually should be the 14th round, really, when you look at it. A 5v3 in the position they're in. They can still fall back and grab the bomb. There's been no read on the location of the bomb from HellRaisers either. So they're still going to be a bit worried, unsure of where exactly this push is coming through. Voxic, though, can be majorly impactful into these rounds, but only gets one. Furlan sprints his way through. It's a Sonic play as he gets that frag. And it's just Issa and Bondik left to try somehow muster up anything into this one to actually stop that 14th round getting the way of a go, but the Molotov kind of seals the deal. They might concede it, especially when you've lost Issa, rather. Bondik just going to back off, go for the save, really. I mean, that's going to be 14 rounds now for a go. At this point, Snods, it's looking like it's too much of a deficit to really climb back from. It's going to be quite hard for them.
Yeah, feels like they found weakness now towards the B-bomb site. These buy rounds getting in towards the B side for free. Their after plants have been too strong for HellRaisers to deal with. As it will now go 14-7. I mean, HellRaisers are going to save the M4 for Bondik so they can force it potentially. You know, FAMAS is. Bondik can drop over another M4 as well, so they can have a 2 M4, you know, 2 FAMAS, UMP sort of buy. But what's that now? 6 rounds, 1 in a row for a go on their T side of Overpass. And that is the strong point. They lost the half versus Astralis, 7-8 on the CT side, and they went on to... yeah.
See, this would be the perfect time to have some elephant facts prepared.
Yeah, you should have done it. I was actually on my phone trying to find the Winnie the Pooh movie.
Brilliant.
Because there was one where they go through this forest, like the scary forest. And I remember as a kid, it was like my favourite film when I was a kid. I just can't remember it.
Wow.
You know, there was some absolute bangers when you were a kid, like the Power Rangers movie.
Yep.
That was so... When I watched it back recently, I was like, wow, this is awful. But when I was a kid, it was so good.
Other brands of animated 90s movies are available.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the one where... I remember the Heffalump one. That was the newer one. That was one of the newer...
yeah, I'm trying to remember one, you know, 10 years ago.
There was The Trouble with Tigger. That was one of them.
Tigger, yeah. That might be the... Oh, that might be the one I'm thinking about then.
We'll look it up after, mate. You can find out. Let's see, though, if a go can cause some trouble into this round as they push their way out down long early on and try and slip their way up towards the A sites. They're just going to be walking down. Dead Fox and co. Need to get a read on this. Need to be able to counter it early. As the push comes around, they're pre-aiming it already. If Dead Fox peeks, it's going to be unlikely he gets too much from this as they extend in. Furlan was pre-aimed, locked on his head, and finds that kill. Nice use of Molotovs as well. Delays this face from Voxic, makes it so much harder. He can't actually hold the angle. He's got to fall back. They're going to kill him whilst he's fumbling around with grenades, you imagine, as he gets the kill. Look at the Molotov usage here from a go. This is so smart, consistently every time. Forcing these pushes back, Snods. They've absolutely owned them.
Wow. Those Molotovs, near perfect. I actually really like the Molotov there on the corner of long to deny an AWP peek.
That was good.
That was good. That was good. Very good, actually.
And you can see how much of an impact that actually did have on Voxic as well, because the amount of health he'd already lost, he then realizes, well, I need to get back to site right now. I can't play an aggressive angle.
Yeah, 2 shots on the AK took him down there. Wow. 15-7 now. As we head into what seems like the last round here in Envious.
Yeah, I mean, if we see... let's think about this realistically, right? If it's just a one-map win, they lose a second map, it's not too bad, because Envious still have a ton more games to play compared to Ago.
4 more.
But if Ago actually went to 2-0 this series, if that's somehow on the cards, then things could be a little bit worrying.
All the Molotovs, it seems, from Ago. Near perfect. It is now match point. No pause coming from HellRaisers as well. As mentally they may have just tapped out of this map here. Next map will be Cash. A map we know HellRaisers has been strong on. Even from the birth of this roster, they were good at that team.
Yeah. That's very true, but the B-bomb site bombardment comes through now as Ago push straight in. Damage is done from the CT side though. HellRaisers realizing they need to cause some havoc right now or the game is going to be over. And Issa with some excellent kills from the Famous. It's all on Snatchy. 1 versus 3. If they do fight him, they give him 1v1s, then maybe there's a chance, but ideally they should all just hold a defensive angle, they can fall back, you've got bomb control, you've got so long, but this is clever from Snatchy actually. He realizes the likelihood of this round win is so minimal. You throw the AWP out of the map, you cannot recover that now for HellRaisers, so they can't give it to Woxic. Instead goes in with the Famous and gets the kill on Angel as well.
Perfect alignment there through the smoke. Onto Angel. 15-8. 7 match points still there for a go onto their T side here on Overpass as the AWP will be instantly invested into by Snatchy there. 4 AKs would around off the rest of the T-bind for HellRaisers. 4 rifles and the FAMAS for Dead Fox. They had the fuse kits, but, you know, still lacking the AWP. Still going to be carrying a FAMAS into the buy round here in terms of firepower and the actual full buy itself. Not really the strongest. But they can definitely make it work, especially if they win this round as well now, Jack. Maybe that's where they bring the orbs out into play onto Woxic, and that's the defining factor on their CT side, because that last round they won was the first one they won. They were down 7-15. They lost 7 rounds in a row on their CT side of Overpass. This was a very contested game going into the second half. But 3 players here stationed towards A from HellRaisers, as they are expecting a set A play, maybe an execution from a go, as they went for the rush into the last round. Ooh, smoke there from Woxic catching the sign there, I believe. So no counter smoke towards middle, which means getting information for Dead Fox could be a bit more awkward.
Actually playing quite far back as well on B here. Not on the aggressive angle. Bondic just the brute of the force as he holds the angle. Sport from Issa watching short. Smokes come in. And they're actually going to be secluded because of this. Their line of sight is going to be restricted. The monster burst is basically given away for free as well. There's no one in the close position to deal with it. All the angles that could have been favorable have been Molotov out. Furlan takes a heavy dink. The tower gets the initial frag. And this is where it gets worrying now for HellRaisers. They have to grin and bear through this round if they want to clutch it out, where it will be. And a go win, but Issa with a double kill might have just saved them their lives in this first map. But there's the response from Snatchy and Grubby. And it's just down to Woxic, the Turkish Terminator, needs to get the kills, and he does! Leaves them, lays them to waste. Another round win for HellRaisers. And that keeps them in the match, Nuts.
Does indeed, but in terms of their money, only Woxic surviving. We saw FAMAS in the last buy. And how's it going to be shaping up into this one? Obviously, the AWP will be retrieved. Woxic able to save that one from the last round from Snatchy's corpse. UMP buy there for Bondic. M4 for both Angel and Dead Fox. FAMAS coming out for Issa. We saw the Issa spray down there towards Monster from B shot being crucial to send them here to the 9th round, even though Woxic did finish off the job. The high sense coming in to aid him in that scenario, being able to flick across the heads. But now, slow play. Snatcher of the AWP holding out towards B short, expecting a peek coming there. Will flash towards B short as well to mimic map control towards B. And now you can see Woxic rotating towards Bank. He's a closer rotation now towards the B site. HellRaisers probably think this is going to be a B execution.
There go though. Couldn't be further away from the B site right now. So they're grouped up by long. BHR the only one not with the wolf pack as he plays on his lonesome by the fountain. Slowly teetering their way down, just bobbing and weaving, Snods, as they make their move up towards the side. Woxic's rotated off as well. There's been no contact from Dead Fox, and he backs off. Oh, this could be so awkward. He's starved for info. He now realizes what's going on. Surely you should hear the pull of the pin when they go for the smokes over towards the site as they continue on with this warpath. There's the first flash. That'll be the first read. You can see the rotate because of that now coming back round. Woxic arrives on the scene, but he has to cause an absolute steen with the AWP, and he struggles to do too much. Goes down. Tao as well. Gets a Molotov in position. This should be the win for a go at this point. It's going to be so hard for HellRaisers to do anything now. Furlan as well. Ferocity on display as he defends by bank. But Grubby will be the one to make the withdrawal. Oh, the frag as well from Grubby. It's a free K. Hat-trick to finish it. He says, you know what, Woxic, anything you can do, I can do better. And that is the end of the game. A go win once again on Overpass, but this time beating out HellRaisers.
Yeah, very convincing fashion as well. A 15-7 scoreline at one point, as they had 8 match points to work with on their T side as they won 7 in a row going into that second half after claiming, obviously, both pistols, but still not really the most competitive second half there, as we saw a massive lead in the second one for a go. But yeah, I mean, it felt like one flashbang from Snatcher towards B short just wins in the round instantly. They played so passive towards A. They allow a go to walk in towards Banana, middle, A long for free, give up all that map control for nothing. And there you have it, 16-2, what was it, 16-10, 16-9?
Yeah.
One of those sorts of lines.
That's the fact as well, Stans. I believe with that win, right, 3 points for the victory, they actually overtake Fnatic now in the standings. But obviously Fnatic play later on today versus Space Soldiers. So
that's true. How many games have they played? That's what we have to look at. So Fnatic have played 9, 10. Fnatic played 10 games. And a go have played now
14.
15.
Yeah, well,
one?
yeah, plus
15.
this game, yeah.
So, yeah, no, Fnatic should be worried. But yeah, they're now on 10 points. No, they're now on 13 points. They go now on 13 points, but they've obviously played 5 more maps. So Fnatic should be able to clean up, you know, 1 or 2 here or there. So don't be too worried too late. But Envious, obviously, most likely going to be hearing about that result. And not really going to be the best sort of news to hear, because now we'll go at 13 points.
Yeah, so some interesting stuff coming through there. Obviously, if go on at 2-0 the series, Snods, maybe there'll be something to worry about if Fnatic falls short the Space Soldiers, but obviously they've got a ton more time to claw it back. But the standings are starting to shape up to some interesting stuff. There is more to come, though. Enjoy these highlights before we're back in with our second map of the day, which is going to be HellRaisers versus a Go on Cash.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, MSI, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Incendiary out.